recalibration, adjusting tempo, regulating tempo. The tempo at which we know influences what we know. The relationship between tempo and knowing. We've all had the experience of being frantic and knowing very little. In fact, sometimes we're so frantic we cannot find our keys. And as we regulate the tempo, more knowledge is available. The relationship between knowing and tempo. The phrase, two phrases, two people talk about recalibrating, regulating, adjusting. Now, what if we could do that intermittently throughout the day? What if we could recalibrate, regulate periodically throughout the day, so that the day was not cumulative, so that at the end of the day we're experiencing everything we've been through all day long, but rather being able intermittently, periodically throughout the day to recalibrate, to readjust, as though a rheostat were available that could change the tempo and expand the awareness. So I'm going to tell you how to do it, because you'd like to know how to do that. So you do that by having some practice in the morning. It doesn't have to be a 45-minute, 50-minute, 2-hour practice, fortunately. It could just be a practice that you have that helps regulate tempo, a practice that expands space, a practice that increases awareness, a practice that feels open and alive. And you sit with that practice, and you have attached to that practice some cues. So it might be receive breath. It might be blue sky. Some of you have been blue sky practitioners. It might be some metta practice. May I live with ease. And cultivate the state. Cultivate the condition every morning and attach to that condition. In a Pavlovian sense, if dogs can learn to salivate at the sound of a bell, we can learn to regulate our condition at the sound of certain words, certain images, certain ways of holding our hands. We have some kind of practice in the morning, 12 minutes. If you want to really indulge yourself, 15. It becomes something that you get to do. It's not something you have to do. It's something you get to do. You cultivate the state, you have your cues, and so we just did a little practice here of receiving the breath and its enlivening presence. So you could use that one. I think I have 3 or 4 of them online. If you want to go to haywardfox.com, there are recordings of some guided meditations. I think Those probably run 15 to 18 minutes. Have a daily practice. And then, throughout the day, during neutral times, for 30 seconds, 5 times a day, that's only 2.5 minutes. It doesn't matter how long we do it. The duration is not important. What's important is the frequency of returning to center, the frequency of regulating, the frequency of changing, regulating the tempo, the frequency of expansion. 5 times a day, 30 seconds, 2.5 minutes, periodically throughout the day, you regulate the rheostat so that at the end of the day we're not so wound up from the accumulation of the day.